most of us, i.e. me, there are very few guitar heroes that I, knew about during my lifetime while they were alive. So you think of people like Hendrix. Okay, he passed away long before I was born. I'm obviously very well aware of Hendrix because he's amazing, but he wasn't around while I was learning guitar, or I couldn't. There wasn't new output. There was a finite amount of output from a player like Hendrix. Eddie Van Halen, who we recently lost, who is probably, I'm going to argue, and you guys can argue with me, that'd be a lot of fun, the most influential electric guitarist period, songwriter in pop and melodic pop rock. Because it really was. I mean, that was rock, but it was melody, and he was an incredible composer, as well as being the most influential guitar player and I think since Hendrix, if not maybe even more so. They would be amazing playing off one another in a group. Could you imagine? So the other thing about Van Halen that I love is that you look back on all those 80s photos and the stage outfits, the guitars, everything about the 80s was like over the top. Eddie was good friends with Les Paul. Les Paul was a fellow tinkerer and guitar innovator and total guitar overall nerd, which we love. I mean, you don't get your name on a model of instrument that's been around for this long if you weren't relatively influential. So Eddie and Les, interesting combination. This is a 1982 anniversary Les Paul, all red. I mean, red. Gold hardware. Let's listen. I'm going to start with that drive on and then take it off. You know what sustain is like. It's this guitar. That's what sustain sounds like. This is an interesting note about this particular one, is that it's an ebony board on what they're calling a standard. Okay, so that's not really standard, and nothing on this instrument is. But this is a very interesting piece from Gibson. One of their anniversary editions from now going on close to 40 years ago, so it'd be another anniversary again. Get on the website, let us know what you think. Do you have weird Les Pauls? Do you have weird relatives? Do you have anything weird that you need to tell anyone about? Don't call us about that. Do call us about your guitars. Tell us about your weird relatives who lent you a guitar and that's how you started playing, and they first got you an Ibanez super metal pedal and that was your first one, sparkly from the 80s. Ha ha! I knew it would all come back around. It's like an episode of Seinfeld. Eddie Van Halen, things we've covered in this edition. R.I.P. Eddie, the greatest of all time. Les Paul, also one of the greatest of all time. The 80s, a decade that thankfully, ended quite a few years ago. You can get in touch. I'm going to go out again with that Kinks tune, Ray and Dave Davies. Girl, you really got me now.